Hey guys, how's it going? Companion here. So yesterday I'm sitting there in my chair trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I mean, I can't really play Final Fantasy because 3102 is pretty big deal around there. I can't really play PoE because there's nothing to do. I mean, I did all there is to do in Onslaught. There's no races going on. There's nothing. Oh yeah, got myself a Hearthstone beta key. So I launched this game up. I check it out. I've seen what Blizzard said about the game. In their like intro videos and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it's a Blizzard game that's largely a game rather than the rest that we've seen in the recent past. So I thought it was going to be really really fun, and it didn't disappoint at all. It actually surpassed my expectations greatly. And I want to tell you guys what I think about the game. My first impressions with it. Yes, it is a beta. It is. I think it's friends and family beta, but there's a lot of keys going around, so I don't really know what the deal is with that. But there is no NDA, so I'll show you guys some footage in the next few videos. And the next thing is, it's actually pretty complete. There's a few bugs that I noticed. There's bugs with like the AI, like the when you face the computer opponents, they would do really stupid things. There was obviously some checks missing for the AI, at least on the higher difficulty levels. It seems to be pretty broken. But if you're playing against other players, which is actually very easy to do in the game, then maybe just one or two bugs that I've noticed, at least inconsistencies. But aside from that, my point is it's a pretty finished game. Definitely more finished than some of the games I've played in the last little while. So I want to tell you guys about it. So the game is pretty fun. It's basically a lot like Magic the Gathering. A lot of the concepts are from Magic the Gathering, and there's a lot of stuff missing if you compare the two. So it doesn't have any like offensive discard mechanics. It doesn't have any decking. There's a lot of mechanics that exist in Magic that don't exist in this game. So it's much more simplistic, but that doesn't detract from the fact that this game could add cards in and perhaps acquire these mechanics as the game develops. So, right now it's pretty preliminary, but it's very functional and there's a lot of strategy that's involved. So, overall, you pretty much pick a class, whatever you want, and there's like cards that are attributed to that class and the cards that are attributed to everyone. And, there's a lot of like cards that can go to every deck, but some very overpowered, very critical cards are attributed to each of the individual classes, and each of the classes has like a special ability, and the special ability is often pretty overpowered as well. So that's pretty much how you make a deck. You get a bunch of cards for your own class, you pick a class, and you get those any cards, which are kind of like the artifact cards, if you want to compare it to Magic the Gathering. You can't go like a double class, you can't go like a double color deck or anything like that right now. So again, it's a little bit more simplistic than Magic, but overall, the concept is very similar. You try to beat the other guy's deck, and the decks are pretty much the same like Magic. In this game, you have a deck of 30 cards, and you have a maximum of 2 of each. And in Magic, you have 60 cards, a maximum of 4 of each. So it's kind of good because a lot of people that don't play that much, who they get one really powerful card. One really powerful card in Hearthstone is 1/30th of your deck. In Magic the Gathering, it's 1/60th. You're going to need at least 2 of them to have the same proportion. So there's some pretty cool stuff there, but again, it's a little more simplistic because with Magic the Gathering, you could have like 3 of one card, you could have 1 of one card deliberately. So there's a lot more strategy involved in Magic the Gathering. But seeing as Hearthstone is kind of new to the market right now, there's a lot of stuff that at least a person like me can go into. There's a lot of stuff to run through the game, to understand, to explore, and it's definitely a lot of fun playing during this process. And I played a lot. I played a lot with the just the basic decks. I don't really want to invest money in the game, and I learned a lot from it because typically when you play these, the fundamentals are the really important thing, and that's really what I'm trying to learn right now. And once I get a pretty good grasp, I'll tell you guys what I've learned. But for the most part, the game is a little bit like pay to win right now because everyone's starting out, and the people that don't want to put in money are going to have really shitty cards. Like I didn't put in any money yet, and all my cards suck ass. I don't have any I'm not exactly sure the rarity, but some of the cards have like a gem in the middle, and I know some of the cards are really good, have like a purple gem in the middle, and then some of the cards that are insane have like a dragon border or some shit. Well, I don't have any of those cards, and I was doing pretty well with just my common burn decks and stuff like that. So, there's definitely some potential to play this game without putting in money, but there's definitely a big advantage to those who do put in money. So that's pretty much when you just, queue up and you go play for fun. That's basically what it is. You just test decks, play against anyone that's, it says worthy opponent, but I don't really know if they have a ranking system. But the other side of the game is kind of like constructed. So they give you a random selection of one of 3 characters. You pick one of the 3 characters, and then you pick through cards. And they give you a screen of 3 cards, and you pick one of 3 cards, and you do that 30 times until you have a full deck. It's not really like a draft because it's not like the other guys who you're playing against are picking among your cards, but that's because you're queuing up against random people. And when you make a deck with this structure, it's a temporary deck. You don't get to keep the cards, but as you play, you unlock like, potential loot. So the way it works is if you win like, let's say 3, and then you lose 3, once you've lost 3 matches, you open a chest, and the chest has the loot based on how much stuff you, or how many opponents you defeated before you lost 3 times. And, I think my best was like 6 and 3 out of the 2 or 3 times I tried yesterday. But, I was just trying new stuff to understand the game. I wasn't actually like, playing what I know. So it was mostly on an educational base. And I did pretty well, and I got some pretty cool cards. But, it wasn't anything like some of the cards that I've seen other people have. So there's definitely some people putting a lot of money into this game, and you can pretty much expect that when the game comes out. When the game comes out, you can play for fun, and it is a lot of fun. But if you're not going to play ranked, you're going to play the, where you make your own deck and you just queue up. You're going to see some people with some crazy shit. So you may be a little bit disappointed on that front. But overall, even losing to the really, really powerful dudes, it's really, really fun. And that's really what's really important. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air because the last little things that came out of Blizzard's house seemed pretty crap. And seeing such a simple game, seeing such a game that appeals to the World of Warcraft community at the same time to the people who like the trading card game, the strategy-based games, there's a lot of people that are going to be involved in this game. And as I mentioned before, it's time to go pro in Hearthstone. Oh damn. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you guys later.